I'm going to try it. Let's hope for the best.
Yep.
And if it doesn't get
it's
recorded,
it's either downloaded in your computer, either it goes to the cloud somewhere. So you need to check it in your setting.
Yeah. All right. It
But,
says it's recording
yeah.
to my computer, so hopefully it'll work this time. We'll see. Sorry, go ahead.
No, so I said, I mean, it was amazing today to see how many new people came. And normally we have an agenda, but we focus a lot about connecting the people. And we had people actually from the government in Morocco that joined, and from Argentina with a huge project, and from Africa. I mean, it really was amazing to see how many new people came today. Yeah, many times it will be great to have you and your experience and see how we can contribute to your project.
Would
Definitely.
there be an opportunity next week's session?
Yeah, so yeah, you want to do it? So Melanie, the boss approved. So yeah.
I don't know what I'm approving to, and I'm not the boss. I'm a co-facilitator.
Yeah. So I would share with you. I don't need long, but I would share with you just to make sure that you all see what we are doing and how the environmental, let's say, segment of the risk and opportunity radar, how important it is to populate it now with the different, let's say, perspectives on what does environmental and sustainable topics mean for blockchain. So that would be, and we could make a short Miro session together to brainstorm about the segment.
Beautiful. A Miro board in advance of next Wednesday's meeting, is that correct?
I would even think to share the already existing Miro board with you, and we take it ad hoc at the meeting.
Good. Yeah, I'd love to meet with you even before, just sort of to get an idea, to catch up with where you're at.
Melanie, where are you located?
Telegram and Discord. I live in BC, Canada.
Okay, just to know the time zone.
Mm-hmm.
Could you propose just whatever suits you as a meeting, and I'll try to fit it.
Okay, and how do we connect with you on Telegram, Discord?
I'll send you my old-fashioned email address here in the chat.
And Yoram, would you mind creating an email for that? Just
yeah, sure.
To work on something, that'd be great. Heinz, I was hoping that I could connect with you. It's my challenge after Town Hall is there's so many great breakout rooms and so many people that I just am dying to connect with. I don't have enough time in the day to go back and look at all the recordings and stuff. So I really want to thank you, Heinz, for showing up here today. And
no, we share the same analysis with the after Town Hall. I feel like I would need to split in 4 persons, and I fully respect. I think so. We as team, we also said we don't create an extra meeting format for populating the radar with expert know-how. We'll try to join existing meetings, not to create another stress to the community. Yeah,
and that's important, and that's what I feel like we need to do too, is recognize where the wheels are so that we aren't reinventing them and spending so much time, doing all these other things that so many people in this community are coming together and getting done. Absolutely fantastic.
Excellent.
Yeah, fabulous. So before we get going, Yoram, I hope we can take another moment just to meet people, because I see a whole bunch of new faces.
Yeah, it's amazing. Also today, how many people came, and also new people. Yeah.
Do
your things, Melanie. I mean,
I fly by the seat of my pants, whatever that means, and follow my heart. More than anything, I follow my heart. And after 60 years of being in work and different places, being put into a box, I've realized that I really do have to trust my heart. And I think that a lot of people that care about climate are following their heart into this. So that's how I operate, whether it's right or wrong, or if it works for project management. I am a bit of a challenge for anybody that wants to put me in a box, because I'm like flubber, I squish out, I don't fit. So I do want to welcome each and every one of you, whether or not you're an oddball or a box person, whoever you are. Just really want to welcome you to the Cardano4Climate space. I'm going to pick on you to talk and just introduce to us why you're here, or you can put up your hand if you just feel like you want to share. Keith, you've come off mute, so I'm gonna grab you first.
Okay, I was off of mute and didn't know it.
There you go.
So here you go. All things happen for a reason. I'm here because I want to help humanity on a grand scale. I had this idea a few years ago that I wanted to give over $1 trillion to worthwhile charitable causes. I heard someone say that was very successful, that when you set your goals, set goals that you can't possibly achieve in your lifetime. That came from Ted Turner, who told it to this person. And that kind of stuck with me because I thought, that's a great idea. Why not reach out, to the stars, land on the moon, kind of this thing. So my goal was to give over $1 trillion to worthwhile charitable causes. And I thought, well, how can I do that? Is it even possible to make $1 trillion? And then I looked at Google and they said, yeah, 11 people, this was a few years ago, we're going to reach that within the next few years. Some did. And so I thought, they do this through one kind of a company, and except for Elon Musk, there's several, but Facebook being an example. And I thought, well, what if I had several companies? And that kind of just mushroomed. I thought, cryptocurrency, create my own token, but put some real assets behind it, such as creating companies, working with companies, and have them donate an equitable share, some equity into this project, so that you don't have these really highs and lows. And this could be promoted on social media, to a degree. We're having the little fish meeting, and it came up that some people just don't want to be on social media and photographs. So it would have to be, those little bits and pieces reveal themselves. And I'm just part of this program so that I can continue to grow, to learn, and make this into a reality, and be able to give over $1 trillion to worthwhile charitable causes within my lifetime.
And 4 months ago, I would have thought you're nuts. What are you doing setting a goal so high? And then you hang out with Yoram for a little while and it's like, okay, start raising the bar, start believing.
Yeah, but Trillion is taking it even further. Welcome.
Yeah, let's raise the bar. Who's next? Or I just pick on you for Vicente, is that right?
It is right. Hola, Melanie.
Hola.
Sí, Vicente, from Chile. Greetings to all. I am an entrepreneur from Chile. I made a proposal in the Grow Latin America, Grow Cardano challenge. I am currently developing my company, which is, I produce spirulina. I am deeply concerned about the ways in which we are treating the world. I think there's a big chance we could extinguish ourselves if we continue this path. And so I wanted to help. I wanted to do something which is useful. And so I figured out that the best way to do it was producing spirulina. What a weird thing. Spirulina is a cyanobacteria, and it is a superfood. Currently, NASA is using it to feed astronauts. And it is a very cool thing because it's one of the oldest microorganisms on Earth. It has approximately 3.5 billion years old. It is one of the most nutritional foods in the world, and it makes photosynthesis. So by producing it, you're removing CO2 and giving back oxygen to the atmosphere, while also protecting the immune system of everyone on Earth, or everyone who uses it, because of its antiviral properties, antioxidant properties, and so on and so forth. And so I developed a technology to produce this thing, which is a photobioreactor. It is only that. And I'm trying to decentralize the production of spirulina. That's my goal. The thing is, currently, if you go to a supermarket and buy spirulina, you will find a powder version of it, which is dead and it's stinky. It smells bad. It's not as nutritional as a live spirulina. And the challenge of giving people live spirulina is that it only lasts 4 days. And so that's why I thought the best way to cultivate it was decentralizing its production with photobioreactor. So my goal in life is for every community to have its own photobioreactor and an operator which can cultivate this thing and give it to its community. That's what I'm trying to do.
So you said you have a Fund 7 proposal?
Yep.
Can you drop that link in the chat?
Let me find it and I will drop the link.
Yeah. And Yora, maybe you want to talk about our slide deck that we're putting together for proposals.
Yeah, so one activity we are doing, you know, in Cardano4Climate, our objective, again, the overall objective is how we can promote impact-related, climate-related, sustainability-related projects within the Cardano ecosystem. We believe that two big things are changing in the world. One is models related to blockchain, and second, models related to climate change. And if we put them together, actually, we'll make Cardano even stronger and big opportunity for Cardano. So for that, we're doing a lot of activities to help different proposals. And one of them is we're basically putting together all the proposals related to climate change and sustainability, and we are going to promote them together to voters. So if voters are interested in sustainability and climate change, we are going to deliver for them all the proposals. So here it is, the link, and you can add your proposal there for Fund 7, and we are going to start promoting it from next week.
Yeah, so that one's the editable one, so you can just add it. Is it ready to go for people to add, Yora?
Yeah, people can add, and you will see the format that we choose there. And
perfect. It's a work in progress, so we're just working on that. So if you can add your proposals to it, we just feel like it's a really easy way to share the different, you know, how would I know? I didn't know about your proposal about spirulina until you show up here today. You know, how is it that we have so many great proposals across idea scale and we're so disconnected in so many different ways? So are you part of the Telegram and Discord channel as well?
Yes, I've been engaging with the Latin America community. Maybe that's why you didn't hear about it, because I went straight to the Latin America community.
And
it
as
was
you
easier
should,
for me to engage.
as you should, and it feels like we're going to be ending up with a Cardano4Climate in Spanish, because you know so much of this is happening in all different parts of the world, and hopefully we can, you know, multiply what our impact that way.
Yeah, and we are, of course, we are collaborating with all the communities, including with Alex from Latin American community, obviously, and all the teams there, and WADA and Swarm, and it's good to find your place, and you can have few places that are your places, and you're welcome here as well. Podemos hablar en castellano también, ¿no? Sin problema.
Okay.
Awesome.
I will jump back to the Spanish community, because I was just jumping between you know,
perfect
rooms,
timing.
and
Very
nice
interesting.
To meet you all guys, and keep up the work.
All right,
Let's
ciao.
make
Great
the world a
project,
better
sir.
place. Thank you very much.
Good timing. Ryan has a new haircut, but I'm going to jump to Brock first. How you doing, Brock?
Thank you very much. Not too bad, thanks. I don't know what to say. I haven't done the meetings with like the weekly town halls, and I must admit I've been missing out on a lot.
There's
like
no
Doran
FOMO
mentioned,
here. You know
yeah,
what?
exactly.
That's one thing that we got to remember. You know, like there's all these recordings, all this stuff going on. Let's drop the FOMO. You landed here at exactly the right time, and it'll take a bit of time to catch up, but just settle in, and very thankful that you're here. So
Yeah, thanks. Well, I'm not idle. I'm not idle-handed, but like Doran mentioned, I'm one of the grassroots kind of guys. I'm not a developer. I'm an entrepreneur, a businessman in Manitoba, Canada. And so early on, I had reached out to the Cardano Foundation when I found out that they were working with Andrew Thornhill in Tbilisi, Georgia, on Scan Trust QR code track and trace solution on Cardano blockchain. And I wanted to do something with them because back in 2017, before the big pump and dump and all this stuff, before that was even on my mind, I saw the value of blockchain technology, and I was like, I want to be in on that, but not just in on anything. I want to be in on infrastructure. And to me, the way that Cardano's approach for building things just made sense from a business perspective, and from the perspective of trusting your identity and your finances to a technology. It have to be built to certain standards, and for me, that rung out as being Cardano for sure. So I twisted my brother's arm because he's the tech guy in the family. We started up Stake Pool right from the ITN. We had a node running, but right after ITN, when it launched, we had our Stake Pool running. And the way I viewed it was basically all the awards like the staking rewards for the ITN when it was increased was like a gift. So we reached out to work with Bias Vineyards on stuff, and things just snowballed to the point where we're able to hire a developer and have him build out a marketplace for us using Daedalus, like full node, and his own blockchain as a side chain for whatever they do with that. I'm not sure. But we're getting ready to launch and be able to hopefully launch that in February, but we haven't fully decided on exact dates yet. But ideally, my objective for reaching out to do this was, I love sailing and I love travel and I love the environment. And my kids, I mean, if you had to ask them what was their favorite thing to do, it's swimming in clean water. And we live on a lake that, algae's up. So we travel to another lake in the mountains where it's clean water every day to go swimming, because that's what we love. And so being a business person, I used to import goods from Mexico to Canada. My objective was to build a company along the philosophy that, Charles has always promoted, and putting environmental impact as a priority. So our marketplace, when we have it built, what we're going to be doing is taking a portion of the proceeds and reinvesting it back into sustainable shipping. So I've reached out to Derek Ellard. He's a ship designer who's designed carbon emission, like emissions-free shipping, sail cargo ships. He's in the UK, and they're building them in Australia. And I reached out to him because eventually what I'd like to do is, once we have a big enough infrastructure, we have to have the groundwork set, we have enough people using a marketplace, buying and selling goods, then we'll try to set up a DApp where you'd be able to say where your current location is, where you're going to, be able to have an AGI take and assess what's needed in that area compared to what you can provide from the area you're in. And then fulfill that need as you're going to that area anyway. So kind of like a lazy man's business setup, so that when you're traveling from one island to the next or one continent to the next, you can actually be useful in doing it. And then with our pool rewards, we'll be taking it and applying it to our cargo, so that as the rewards come in, it'll be deducted from our cargo, so that the end user would be able to get it cheaper and cheaper as the longer we have it, right? So that's kind of our idea that we're working on. And I reached out to Rich Kopcho with NFT DAO because I wanted to get some feedback on tokenomics and stuff like that. And so I've been invited to join the NFT DAO. That's why I have the backdrop on that. But working with that, and I'm just super excited about the space. I want to have our marketplace so that it is a DAO. And that's what really has me excited about working along with Rich and the crew there at NFT DAO. But I'm really excited about building a business that will prioritize putting back and promoting environmentally friendly shipping of cargo. And to that end, we have Philip Schlump that has developed and is developing still carbon tax credits, NFTs for carbon tax credit, and even carbon remediation. So as you're growing things organically, obviously it's taking carbon out of our atmosphere and turning it into a edible carbon. So there's ways to help hopefully supplement organic growers and companies who are shipping responsibly, because admittedly it takes longer to sail across the ocean than to motor. And so selling carbon tax credits to offset that expense hopefully is going to be a good incentive for more and more people taking up that. So I'm glad to get into this aspect again. I've been distracted with the sale of my business and health problems with aged parents and stuff, but just getting back into it, and it's super exciting, and
Well,
really looking forward.
As you speak, it's like I just hear all these different connections, and it's like, wow, you know, I hope Yoram's listening in on this and connecting with these names and these different, you know, the NFT DAO, the different things that are going on. It's really nice to have you here. Do you have a Fund 7 proposal?
No,
Okay, it's
because
good.
of my business, the way I
Yep.
work.
Yep.
I believe in building something first.
Yep.
And then asking for people to help support. So like we're working with the Cardano Foundation. Jeremy Furster is one of the guys that we're working with. And so as we're building that out, we're getting things tested, security tested and everything. So things are really close, and our platform basically is designed to help dummies like me when it comes to technology. Like I love the technology, but it took me quite a while to figure out Zoom. I'm probably worse than my parents just because I've been preoccupied with working instead of keeping up with tech.
Other skill sets. You know, there's no dumbness involved in this. When you think of all the things that we're required across the board to do, you know, it's just amazing that we actually get the opportunity to do this. Yoram, did you have a question? You went off mute, so I was just wondering if
No.
Okay.
No.
So stay connected. Are you part of Telegram and Discord as well, our channels?
Yes, I haven't had the opportunity to introduce myself yet, but I will be doing that.
Please feel free to do that. Yeah.
Okay, and you're with Little Fish as well, too, right?
Jem out of our Cardano4Climate is spearheading that. Yeah. And that's, we also have a calendar of events, so you can jump in on Gimbal Labs Playground is advertised there, Little Fish, our meetings, Littercoin, Tridano meetings. It's starting to flesh out as we, you know, move into other things. Because really, honestly, you know, and after Townhall, there's not enough time to actually talk about all the things that we want to do. And I'm feeling a little pressured to, you know, make sure that we can connect with Eric and Emmanuel. Sean's here, and Kent, you know, so any one of you, please feel free to pipe up, and thank you, Brock. I hope I'm not cutting you off. Okay. Yoram, anything?
Yeah, so I will share now the calendar, but we have a meetup every Wednesday where we speak about dedicated to climate change. Today it was 3 hours meetup. It lengths for an hour and a half. Then we speak much more, but then we cut it for breakout room on different interest areas. And then from the community started to create also special weekly meetups, you know, or bi-weekly meetups when needed about regenerative agriculture or different projects like Little Fish and Little Coin and so on. So yeah, it's evolving, and it's evolving by us. I mean, again, it's everyone that join can come and take it forward and promote it and take it forward and contribute.
So no hands up, Eric, you're up on deck. What brought you here?
I just really like knowing that the blockchain uses a lot less resources than the others, and the whole Veritree. I've got some Veritree tokens myself, and just wanted to see what's going on in this breakout room and provide support. Just really here to listen. Thank you all.
Awesome, Eric. Our next event is happening January 20th, and it will be on trees plus blockchain. So we're going to get Duncan to speak on Veritree, what's going on there. We're speaking with Emergos for the next event. Yoram,
yeah,
tell me.
Yeah. So I mean, we are going to have Veritree and probably the Cardano Foundation. You know, speaking about the success of this project, then we are going to have some catalyst projects, including Tridano, and which is forest conservation, and Little Fish, about how we can channel donations, you know, to different projects. Then we are working on a very inspirational guest speaker. You know, what's the importance of forests for us? Why they are so important for our lives? And then we are going to have some action, what every one of us can do.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to breakout rooms. So that's going to be, we did the first event. I will share links to that. It was amazing. It was about the blockchain and climate change and collaboration, including the footprint of Cardano calculation and different activities. And our plan is to do a monthly event, more or less.
So, and then February lining up is regenerative agriculture and blockchain. Yeah. And maybe the month after that might be natural building and blockchain after listening to Empower, because that's where my heart lies, is in natural building. And I know Ryan's really into that as well. So please feel free to jump in and interrupt if you need to. I just want to keep going with introductions. Emmanuel, welcome. And why are you here? You're off mute, but I can't hear you yet.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So,
To
be here, I've been subscribing to your email.
Sorry, you must be speaking away from the microphone.
Okay, so let me move.
There you go. That's perfect.
Okay, so as I said, let me begin again, if you don't mind. I said my name is Emmanuel Lodero from Nairobi, Kenya, and I'm a developer. Basically, I've recently been engaging into blockchain technology, and I'm hopeful and really getting into Cardano, becoming a Cardano developer. So that's what I've been, and I'm also a sustainability entrepreneur, a junior one, and hopefully, I've been following up your emails for the catalyst, and so today I decided to make an agenda of attending this meeting, and I don't regret it. I love it. It's a loving community, and I'm going to continue with it. I've been involved with a couple of other projects, such as Lead Donation, where I'm engaged. Yeah, and I'm getting training, so I'm really hopeful. And thank you for the information sessions that you've been having, and also for these breakout rooms. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd be here by myself if other people didn't join. So really appreciate you being here. Thank you. Kent, your turn.
Hi, Melanie. I'm Kent. I'm a little entrepreneur in Pennsylvania here. So I'm for sustainability. So I'm not sure if I'm so far-fetched with my ideas. So I'm thinking of some sort of IoT devices that can incentivize people's electricity usage, and somehow instead of incentivize, like, if I notice in my household, my kids never turn off their lights. So I was just wondering if there is some blockchain or some IoT devices out there, or I'm not sure if this has been proposed yet, where you can actually create save money from not using electricity of some sort. So I'm not sure if that is really far out, or any proposal, something like that that you know of.
What do we think? Is this too far out of an idea? I'm going to say no. Absolutely not. You're in the right place to offer wild ideas and think outside the box. Heinz, do you have something to say to that?
I would say it's absolutely in line. There is a lot of home automation emerging, and out of different motivations, and to track and trace energy consumption could be a very interesting, for example, to get households gaming about how am I consuming energy without reducing comfort. Is it possible? So there's lots of cool stuff that could be done. So I think it's absolutely in line with what technology allows.
Yeah, instead of generating electricity, so solar or anything like that, why should we not, try to track on all the electricity that's not being not needed, that somehow turn into a blockchain that somehow bring it back to the to the Cardano. I don't know how exactly that can work, but just some thoughts that I'm not sure if that is possible.
It's the beginning of something very interesting, and we heard it first here.
So that's all I can share.
Yeah, I mean, in one of the what I can suggest, in one of the breakout room on the weekly meeting, you can suggest it as a brainstorming session, and people can come and brainstorm with you and maybe make a proposal for Fund 8, or just do a good brainstorming about that. Okay, so feel free. It's for the
Sean.
Can I jump in? Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Hey guys, I have a point to raise just about that idea. It's an interesting idea. I don't know how possible it is or whatever, but I'll give you an opinion or just some feedback. I worked in Australia for a year, and I was going door to door doing sales, and we worked for a government energy saving program. And we used to have this trolley, like a granny's trolley, full of these electrical products. And we used to go knocking on people's doors, but nobody paid for anything. And we would install these devices in people's homes. Energy saving light bulbs. There was balloons that went up your chimney to stop a draft. And we had these special plugs, you plug your sockets into. Right. So you would leave the wall running all the time. And if you didn't use the remote and press a button, there was an infrared sensor that picked up the remote's activity. And if nothing happened for an hour, it would turn everything off. There was a circuit breaker. And every time you pressed a button, the circuit breaker would reset and you'd get another hour. And if you didn't use it for an hour, it would automatically cut off everything to the walls. And these were very popular. They're called standby power controllers. They're not new. They've been around for a while. But my job when I was in Australia years ago was to install these in people's homes, and nobody had to pay for them, but there was carbon credits involved. So every home was issued carbon credits, and then basically they were transferred because they saved so much energy.
Right, right.
I didn't look into it too much. I didn't ask too many questions, but that's kind of what was happening, I think. So there was some credits involved, but this was all pre-smart contracts, pre-blockchain. This was a good while ago, like more than 10 years ago. But there's definitely something there, and stuff similar to what you're talking about has been done. But I like the idea that when that circuit breaker is turned off and there's no energy going through your device,
Right.
you're proving that you're not using anything. That's potentially an avenue for tokenization.
Heinz, you have your
Right.
hand up.
Yeah, I just wanted to really acknowledge this is it's sometimes so simple, and what could be really a benefit with this, let's say, blockchain approach, you could bring it to an opportunity instead of a kind of saving and threat, and so you really gamify it and make it as a positive opportunity. So I think there are so simple approaches to move so much, but together with kind of gamifying and fun, it could really take off.
Incentivizing with a carrot instead of smacking you on the hand. Yeah.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm. Did you catch the idea, Simon? Was to motivate and incentivize some way the reduction of energy use. Did I get it right, Kent?
That's right. Exactly right.
Yeah, I mean, I think absolutely. Let's go for that. That sounds cool. Got it.
I have another one. There's a guy in Northern Ireland in Belfast, and he has a project called Civic Dollars. And basically, when you go and hang out in the park, you turn this app on to prove that you're in the park and you're earning Civic Dollars. So just by hanging out in the park, you're earning these tokens, which you can spend in certain businesses who want you to hang out in the park. So it's a kind of simple version, but it works. And he's got a pilot at the moment with Dublin City Council. You can look at that, Civic Dollars.
And
I think
is it on the blockchain?
It is, no. Yeah. I don't know. I think he's using Ethereum. I haven't looked into it in detail. I just know about the project, and I know the guy, Stephen McCabe, I think is his name. And I've heard of other people as well doing something similar. Like if you ride a bike, that has a positive net benefit to society. So you could tokenize your bike ride.
I like it.
Really what we're doing is creating markets, right? So if you're riding a bike and then you get the token, and the token has a market attached to it, then you can use the token. And yes, I think those are like, I mean, they sound silly at first, but those are, I think, some good ideas actually.
It's similar to what we're doing with LitterCoin. So people go out picking up litter, and we've tokenized data collection. So as you collect this data, that's the proof of work, and you get the LitterCoin for doing the work. But rather than, we don't spend it in the stores that are creating this litter. So it's McDonald's, Starbucks, they're the problem. They're the people pumping out millions of tons of plastic every year. So we don't want to shop there. We bring our people who understand this problem into the economy that has no plastic, the zero waste stores. So our users, you are picking up litter because they have these values. They're trying to solve this problem, and we help them solve that problem by bringing them into the climate economy. So they may have never visited a store like this before. They mightn't even know they exist. But when we give them a reward, we increase the visibility of these stores. We bring new customers in, and we use staking. The staking reward gives every LitterCoin a value. So LitterCoin has an ADA value. So we're setting up a LitterCoin stake pool. We accumulate the rewards in a smart contract. It gives every LitterCoin value. And now the retailers have a reason to accept it. So what we're trying to do is have some pre-approved zero waste stores, and they're the only ones who can accept LitterCoin and exchange it from ADA, from a smart contract. But we'll have some rule, like it'll offset 10% of the price or maybe 25% of the price. So it's part fiat and part crypto. But the retailers will get new customers. So we'll improve their visibility and bring people in, because they're competing against Tesco and Walmart and Amazon, especially in the online COVID world. It's very easy for people to shop with the big guys. But we need to increase the popularity and the visibility of the little fish. right?
Simon.
I'm curious, how does the stake pool give value to the coin?
So the stake pool generates passive income, passive rewards. And as a validator in the network, if you put in some ADA, that will generate rewards. And we haven't figured all the details out yet, but the general idea is that people are earning the token and the rewards will accumulate in a smart contract, and that will give each ADA value. And also if people, we can do competitions and lotteries and all sorts of stuff. We'll work some voodoo magic and get more ADA in the smart contract. But basically there's a smart contract accumulating, but with staking rewards, and we can ask for donations and other things as well. We can be creative when the time comes. But that's what I just enrolled in the Plutus Pioneers. We started yesterday. So the next 10 weeks for me are going to be learning Plutus and getting this ready. So the app is now at a good stage. We've got like 6 or 7 new people signing up every day. And they're earning Litercoin, but it's just a token in the database. And we're going to make it into a real token with a real ADA dollar value.
I think Gimbal Labs is covering tokenization as well, right? Would that be something, you know, that would flesh out the value of this token or not? What they're doing at Gimbal Labs. Simon?
Yeah, I mean, Timber Labs is working on their token, yeah. But I think, I mean, Sean is perfectly capable of, you know, doing his own token.
Doing his own token and creating another idea. Okay, I'm leaving it open to anybody who wants to talk. Yoram, unless you want to guide something.
Can I ask Sean a question?
Of
Please,
course, yeah.
please.
Sean, how are you incentivizing the cleanup and stuff again? Can you run that past me one more time?
Hey guys, Brock, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we incentivize people to collect the data. There's tons of people out there that are picking up litter, but they have to keep doing it again and again. And there's no intervention in the middle that changes things. So if picking up is all we do, that's all we're ever going to do. Most people who use our app are litter pickers, and they want to record what they're finding. They want to see, are things changing over time? They want some data and some tool to communicate the problem. So
now, when you say what they're finding, do you mean like different products from different vendors, for example?
Yeah, we map every individual item, and we try and map or collect data on every brand that they're finding as well.
Okay.
And then all our data is open, and we open it up, and we create visualization tools like maps and charts and leaderboards that people can interact with. So what has become very normal and desensitized to everyone everywhere, we give it visibility and we remove that blindness. So if you remember when Google Earth was released, first thing most people did was zoom in like right where they live. They could have seen the pyramids, they could have gone anywhere. It was like, show me my neighborhood. And my idea or suggestion is that if we can map all of the litter where people live, it tells that story in a very local context that people can see, and hopefully will never see the streets the same way ever again.
Yes, and incentivizes companies to change the way they offer their products.
Potentially. So all of our data is open data. It's all open source, and you don't have to ask for permission to download our data and start using it. So the polluters have the same data as the activists, who have the same data as the government. So it's open science. That's the real science. Now, there's many other apps out there that make this fun, but they don't talk about who can access the data because they're trying to lock it away. And many people don't question where does their data actually go and who has access to it. So that's what we're trying to make clear with Open Litter Map, is that it's an open project and everybody has access to it. All the code is open source, and we encourage experimentation and innovation, and we want people to debug and test and experiment and change litter to whatever else you're interested in. But here's the thing with Littercoin is that we don't reward yet for if you picked it up or not. You can record that, but if we were to reward just say you picked it up, we have no way to verify that. So we just reward the data, and if people want to pick it up, great. Most of our users do, but also not everyone wants to pick up litter all the time. Like if I'm going into the city for a meeting and I find loads of broken glass, I'm not going to get down on my hands and knees and start picking it up, but I can report that, I can take a photo, someone else can respond to that. So even though I'm not picking up the litter, that data, that act of collecting that data is another part of the story. So everyone has a role to play. Some people don't want to pick up litter and they don't want to take photos, but they'll quite happily help us verify the images or add bounding boxes, you know, to help train the AI. So everyone can do something. Maybe in the future we'll figure out a way to verify it's picked up, but at the moment we just verify the data and we ask people for the best quality data that they can give us. And if we were to say, you know, tell us you picked up this litter to earn the litter coin, everyone's just going to tell us they picked it up and we'd have no idea about that broken glass that's still there. So maybe in the future, but right now what we do is we apply proof of work to collecting the data. And if it's still there, that data is valid. If it's not still there, that data is equally valid.
Okay, so that proof of work will be the actual documentation of it, like with a picture or something like that with your phone?
Yeah, you collect data, citizen science. So hundreds of millions of people around the world have been equipped with these incredibly powerful devices, and we're using them. Yeah, and now when social media came along, it democratized who can produce and share information, and scientists have been trying to get the plastic problem in the open for decades, and it didn't come from the top down. It didn't come from a national media dialogue. It came from social media, because suddenly everyone could start sharing and consuming information. And a few years after social media really became popular, almost straight away, it caused this huge global narrative shift in pollution, and suddenly everyone started talking about plastic pollution, and it changed mainstream political dialogue globally almost overnight. It didn't come from the top down. It came from social media changed that. Yeah, big time. So that's a huge example just about how the good power of social media and the global conversation that it created around pollution. And now you can't go down the street without hearing people talking about it. So next up is we figured out that we need to use our devices to share information, and now we need to use them to share data as well. So we need to empower people with data collection tools. And what we've done with LitterCoin is tokenize that for the first time. So that process of data collection, it used to be a very exclusive act to institutions and people with PhDs. Now you just need a $50 smartphone and you're in, and you're earning tokens. So it's done in complete opposite to the traditional fiat currency system, which is disproportionately invested into destructive environmental firms. And I recently submitted a submission to the Irish government where I am. I'm trying to get them to discuss this in Parliament. So anyone can create a submission. So I did a 12-page document with 10 recommendations, and included in that is Cardano and Project Catalyst.
Very cool. Very cool project.
Very cool. Simon, you've got your hand up for a bit, and then Ashton, we need you to check in too and see how you're doing there.
Sean, don't go away yet. I have a question for you, because you're getting the data. So I mean, and that is super helpful. But what is the next step? Like, are you gonna put, I don't know, garbage collection there, or do you? I guess you're looking for a wider variety of solutions that is proactive and efficient. But do you have any ideas what those solutions could be?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a few, but our data is open. So there's no way that I would be able to solve this problem for every city in the world, like by myself. So what we do is we open up all the data as much as we can, and we let people experiment with it, because you'll get a very different interpretation of what can be done in Ireland versus Malawi, where Pike, our new super user, is collecting a bunch of data. So we allow anyone to access it, and we just allow science to do its own thing. So I don't know yet is the honest answer, because citizen science is new and we've barely scratched the surface of it. But I'm just trying to find one example here. I've got a book, and one of our super users, if I can find it. Here we go. We've got a guy in Switzerland. Let me turn off my filter. Maybe it'll work. 2 seconds. Choose virtual background, none. There we go. We've got this guy in Switzerland, and he made this book. So he went out, he walked the same street every week for like a year, and he picked up all this litter, and he made, like, these are our maps, and every point there is a piece of litter, and every grid tells you like how many pieces of litter he found. It's called About the Process of Declining Civilization. And included in this are all the photos that he took like all year. These are all litter that he found in the street, and he's just taking photos, he's documenting that, he's tagging them with the app, and then he made a map every month, and he submitted it to local government, and he said, like, I am just so sick of looking at all this crap every day. Like, can we please do something about it? So they put up new bins using that information. They were able to find, like, you know, simple thing. Maps contain a lot of data, but they tell a very easy to understand story. And it's very easy when you see the data to say, oh, that's where we could use bins or ashtrays or recycling centers, or, you know, there's a shop there. So maybe instead of just having this one receptacle outside the shop, you know, we need to enforce greater producer responsibility. So our data, I don't have all the answers for it, but that's why it's open, is so people can experiment with it and come up with new ideas and poke holes in each other's theories, and suggest new ways of improving things locally in your local context. So we need to work with universities. I got my inspiration from OpenStreetMap. It's the most comprehensive map of the world ever made, about 2 million volunteers. It's entirely open source. And when I was introduced to OpenStreetMap, I went looking for, I was like, that's great, the streets. Now where's the litter one and the plastic pollution one? And it didn't exist. And I couldn't believe that it didn't exist. So I said, well, why don't we just use the street maps as a layer and then map the litter data on top of that as another layer of what's on the streets. So OpenStreetMap has a strong academic research community. There's hundreds of people go to the conference pre-COVID every year. And it's well-established field of geoscience in most universities who have like a GIS department or a geography department. They'll all be active OpenStreetMap users or contributors. And that's where Open Litter Map needs to go, is get the universities experimenting with it and get their students collecting data on it and producing like local local data. So 2022 will be our biggest year yet. I've got a new data collection competition coming for schools.
Sorry, I'll just a sec. I'm going to just mute him. I can do that. It's okay.
You're good.
Oh.
So yeah, 2022 is going to be good. We're going to have a new data collection competition for schools called Litter Week, and hopefully that will start generating some baseline data, and we'll be able to see what the data is capable of.
Can you drop your proposal link in the chat?
Sure.
Yeah,
and also on the
tomorrow,
slide, right?
Yeah.
You already have it on the slide deck, right, Sean? Perfect.
And then you definitely need to join Sean on Thursday at 6 p.m. UTC, where you have meetings and you can go and be part of the design and feedback of the next phase.
Perfect.
So every Thursday, interesting discussions happening.
So we're going to wrap up within 15 minutes. I see Uzgar falling asleep. It must be getting very late in Turkey. Ashton, you're up though, if you want to share anything that's been happening with you. It's been a while since I've seen you last. Oh, somehow you're muted. Somehow you're muted. I'm not sure. Check again. You know what? If you can leave the room and come back, it might fix your mic. I had to do it. Sometimes Zoom glitches. I'm going to send you out of the room. Uzgar, how are you doing?
Thank you very much. I have been trying to manage different things. Melanie, may I share my worry, one of my worry about Littlefish? You know, I have been trying to distribute it different channels, but I checked there is only 300 ADA, I think, support we received so far. I wonder if we will achieve our threshold 1,000. And I was thinking what actually we could do. We got, I think, 3,307 ADA. And I don't want Jem is demotivated. You know, he's really working hard. I hope.
Yeah, and I know that
can do
Jem would
something.
jump in and make up the difference. Sean is just talking about sending 100 right now.
What is your goal?
For those of you that are here, we're working on maybe you want to share what Little Fish Foundation is, Uzgar, and what this fund is about.
Yeah, I wonder if anyone doesn't know about Little Fish, but let me give a little bit information about it. So it's a DAO idea. We try to really keep it simple, and we want to support activists on the ground who are doing SDG related activities, basically. So we said that DAO is a complicated structure, has a structure, but you will really keep it simple at the first stage, in the first phase. We will just give away 1,000 ADA to the winner proposal. And then in the next stages, we already started building the platform, which will cover lending process and also the donation process. We have a team working in the background for developing the platform. So it's an ongoing process. So we just want to kick it start and show our effort with Little Fish.
Yeah, project-based learning, just do it, you know. So we're collecting 1,000 ADA, and we have 8 proposals that have come forward, and then we'll work on voting on these different proposals on January 17th. The submissions for donations end on the 16th, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah.
And
so,
what you've just shared is the 1-pager.
Yes, exactly.
Do you know what? I'm going to try and even share that on my screen. My internet may not accept it, but we'll see. Are there any other questions about this?
I have a question if I can.
Absolutely,
Is
Brock.
this 1,000 ADA that you're trying to collect, it was in increments of 50 at max, right? Is that the one you're talking about in last week's meeting a bit?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, around 50. Each member just donated 50. I donated 58. I don't know, but there is 7, so someone should either donate 57.
But maybe we
7.
take it up. I also gave 50. Maybe we take it up to 100
and I haven't donated yet. So is that you sharing your screen, Simon? Who's sharing?
I guess, yeah, it's me. Yeah.
Oh, good.
So Little Fish.
Can you guys see the screen, or is it just me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, good. I'm just not sure what's going on right now.
So I just want to show the timeline. So 10 January, we already gathered submissions.
Sorry, Uzgar, just sorry to interrupt. Ashton, before you go, I don't know if you've left already. Did you want to just pipe in and see? Oh, maybe he's already gone. Sorry, we lost him. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so we have 4 more days for donation collection. And then we will pick up one winner proposal on 17th. And it will be distributed in the same day.
Yeah.
So
did we share it in? Yeah, please.
In the Telegram chat, yeah. Yoram, is that what you were going to say?
Yeah, exactly. In ours and maybe in the general ones, we have to see as well if you want to share it.
So currently we have 307 ADA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that ADA is going to be used for what? Can you explain to me, like what the Little Fish DAO is going to be doing with it, and why it's only capped at 50 ADA per donation?
Well, first of all, there are several proposals. It was open to the whole community, whole team. Anyone could publish their proposal, their idea. We publish it through LinkedIn or other social medias like Telegram and Discord. So we accepted any of the actually proposal, but we will vote all together on 17 for the winner proposal. And there are different kind of projects.
Yeah.
There are several.
So, Edgar, if I may, just in a few words, I mean, it's a first donation cycle. The vision is basically that came is how we build a more efficient marketplace to support directly activists on the ground, so a platform for activities on the ground, and how we can make an efficient marketplace. And we said, instead of building everything, let's build it. While we build it, let's start doing donation cycles and learn through the process, and then improve it every month. And we said, okay, let's start with the first donation process where we ask people to propose proposals, and we start collecting to start with 1,000 ADA, and then we vote, and then it goes to one of the proposals or a couple of proposals.
So
so that's kind of the first cycle. It's a mini catalyst that focuses on supporting activists on the ground that they're doing SDG project. And the goal is really, as we build, how can we control, how we can make sure that it's the right activist, how we control the impact. So it has to be a project that will have an impact within a month, for example, right? And it has to be a project for someone that comes through the community. So there's different kind of structure, and we build the first structure, but every Monday we have a meeting and we try to improve it. Like last Monday, we say, okay, let's start really collecting a lot of projects and connecting. Everyone can donate directly any much you want to the project you want. So it will develop. In the end, we hope very fast it will be basically a marketplace, efficient marketplace to support directly activists and follow their impact. Yeah. And it's really a community project that started through collaboration, through Jem and Osgar and others, and Cardano4Climate basically helping it happen, supporting the project.
Excellent.
And it's a project that is really well regarded within the community. I mean, it's kind of the dream of Charles and Melanie and so on. And so they really want to follow how this is going to evolve. Yeah, it's a beautiful project.
Yes, it is. If your threshold's not met, would it be all right if you met together and Agape Pool would like to top off to meet your first threshold, if you guys would allow that?
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to start tearing. I'm going to start tearing up. You know.
No,
yeah.
Don't bother. And that's like running our stake pool. It's the community has been paying it back to us too, and we've had so much help too with running the stake pool that, you know, like we're not high tech guys or anything. My brother has a good background in technology, but the community's always helped us too, and that's what we're all about. Sean, if I have just one more opportunity to talk with you, if you're wanting to get involved with more universities and stuff like that, I can hook you up with that, and I would love to invite you to participate in the NFT DAO if you're wanting to do that. The NFT DAO's had quite a bit of funding already from Catalyst, and so that's why we're kind of pooling our efforts and working with that, because that is like our main objective is the importance of educating people and explaining things to people like me who can understand that, you know, the use cases, and just try to get the wheels in momentum to go ahead and build stuff like this. So yeah, if like with Philip Schlump, he is working with the legal department of several different universities, and they have a lot of backing. And that's really why I was reaching out to them, because with the carbon tax credits with sailing cargo, I think that's an awesome way to legitimately offset the added expense and the less profitability of sailing cargo. And I think with cleaning up the litter and stuff, being able to maybe apply some of that to carbon tax credits as well that are legally recognized, that can be utilized by big corporations that actually have to buy those things, then they can purchase the value of different trash that's picked up at these different island areas that I want to be visiting and want to try to help on board, because I think it's going to be a completely different economic system, and building stuff like this is going to help the little guys that have no way of getting on board with this in any other way, because a lot of them don't even have cell phones and stuff. And so that's kind of like what our thinking in being early investors into Cardano, like that's what we saw, and we're kind of all in on it on some of the stuff. So would definitely like to help out wherever we can with this project. And if you need support with university students, like that's part of our program with the NFT DAO, we implemented a scholarship type program. So to help students who are wanting to learn blockchain, that's how the curriculum is built at the University of Wyoming. So they actually get hands-on experience. I can't drop anything. I don't know how to do that stuff.
No, like your stake pool, anything about it? Can you put that in the chat? Do you know?
Well, like
it's just it's agape stake pool, right? Yeah, and
correct.
I apologize because you have spoken before, and I feel like, oh yeah. Anyways, that's the memory thing going on. Really appreciate your offer though. Next Monday is, there we go, agape pool. Next Monday is the 17th, when we'll be getting together in Little Fish and voting on the proposal. So
what time is that at? Monday is my time frame I have slotted with Daniel, working with NFT DAO on governance parameters. Like we're trying to set up what a DAO, like how it should work, and then open source it so anyone can implement that. And we have funding from Catalyst to work that stuff out. So we're trying to actually do it. And it seems like
I'm kind of wondering if we should add that to our Cardano Climate as well, to the calendar, Yoram. What do you think? So the community vote, Usgard said, was 10 a.m. UTC.
Yeah. I don't know what time is that actually, according to my time.
You're Manitoba, Brock?
Yeah, I'll just check my time, buddy.
Okay.
That's an app that is absolutely essential in this business. UTC at what time? 10
a.m.
Okay. Yeah, that's 4 a.m. my time.
That's when the vote takes place, but
no, it's not possible.
Yeah,
it's 2 a.m. for me too. Who decided that?
No.
We'll have to. We're going to be rethinking that time.
No, but I think
no. It's wrong. I'm looking at UTC +6. My bad.
No, that's about right. Yours is UTC +6.
Okay.
No, it's
or
no,
-6.
-6.
Yeah,
yes.
so it is 4 o'clock in the morning. That's right. Right. No, I think it's been a long day.
No, it has been a long day for both of us. I'm looking up the wrong time frame. You said what time again? 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Yeah, it's written there. Actually, I am not the one who decided that timing.
Okay.
So, but I think but I think this is the deadline for voting, right? There will be an open vote. I mean, people will be able to vote before or
no, it's community vote.
I think it is a deadline.
Yeah, the community vote is on January 17. Yeah, until that time, probably. Yeah, until that time.
Emmanuel, you have a question?
Yeah, I have a question, especially based on what you've been speaking. I believe, like Yoram has mentioned about, they have this kind of, is it whereby students, those interested in learning the blockchain kind of technology, you said there's something like that that you know. So it's like for me, I've been learning blockchain technology, but specifically I've been having lots of challenge getting into Cardano development because there is that kind of community. It's so hard finding it. So maybe if you can help me out with that, or if you can help me elaborate on that.
Have you joined the WADA community?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Emergo Academy. It's Emergo
Um,
Academy. Right? Sorry.
So you haven't joined the WADA community yet?
Yeah.
Can somebody drop the Yoram? I don't know if you can do that because for some reason I can't. Can I? Oh, maybe I can. I'm not sure what happens with the recording here.
The link of what? I mean, for what I need
WADA.
to look one. I don't know the link. WADA.
I've got it. I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
Like Emmanuel, are you wanting to learn like Plutus and Haskell?
Yeah, so I've been learning it, but the journey has not been that smooth, especially with Cardano. So especially before I've been trying to develop Ethereum because there's a lot of resources, especially on Ethereum and the community. But I've been really into Cardano because I believe it's what the future is. So that's what I've been shifting right now, and it's not been an easy journey. Yeah. So I've been having those challenges. And also I believe you also mentioned something about staking pool. Maybe that's an interesting thing. I've also been studying a lot on staking pool, and maybe the staking pool that you've mentioned is something that I'll try and explore more.
Because if I've just dropped in the Telegram chat for WADA, I know that there is an African-based stake pool, which may be helpful as well. More localized challenges, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
you're wanting.
Sorry, go ahead.
If you're wanting to learn Plutus, you can enroll in the Plutus Pioneer program. Can you not?
Yeah, I can. Maybe you. Yeah, I can. Can you help me? Can you please explain more on that?
I will try to get my brother to set you up with a link, because the Plutus Pioneer program, if you have a little bit of experience, they'll start you from ground zero basically and work you through all the basics. And then, like, I know myself, because I didn't have a lot of full understanding on blockchain technology, I also took the Emergo Academy course, which gives you basic training in the blockchain, but you're further advanced than that. So Emergo even also offers a programming course with Cardano as well, with Plutus and Rust and all that kind of stuff. But Plutus,
yeah, you have the link.
Pro.
You have the link in the chat.
Oh.
Yeah, I've seen it. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, my dear friends, I think we need to wrap up here.
Yeah.
Does that sound about right?
I mean, it's wonderful. I mean, all of you are connected to the channels, to the social channels. Please connect. Emmanuel, Brooke, Kent, I know you're there. Kate, I mean, everyone, please connect to the channels. We can put the links again, and we stay in touch there. We find each other there. We give updates. And we inspire.
Go ahead, Ken.
Just a quick question. I was just wondering if you guys, I know you mentioned you guys have a Telegram channel already. Would you guys please share me the link so I can join the group, and of course Discord. I have Discord, Telegram, Skype, or anything like that. So anything you can.
Can you see the chat? Because Yoram just dropped those in there, Telegram and Discord.
Oh, perfect. Now
Okay.
you see it. Thank you.
Good. So we've got everybody's numbers. We can head out for our days or nights.
Okay,
All good?
all good. Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys for coming.
Thank you. It was awesome.
We're gonna do this
Thank
next
you.
week as well after town hall. We'll have that slide deck done. So if you've got a proposal, make sure it gets in there. And we'll be sharing that next week and through the channels. Little Fish donations, we'll send that out as well. Uzgar, let's do another reminder through Telegram and Discord. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's great.
thank you.
And then if
Yeah.
Brock,
you.
if you feel inclined to keep an eye on that, that'd be awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes, I'll take a look. And then, yeah, like I said, my offer stands. I know we're recorded.
We're recorded. And that reminds me, I'll
Thanks
shut
for
off